everybody, I'm Brianna. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I haven't done one of these videos in a while. It's going to be a makeup review video. So today we have Peanuts X Wet n Wild products. So I picked up the highlighter brush palette, and then I picked up the eyeshadow palette. So I'm really excited. I think this is like $11.99, and I think this was like right around $14.99, something like that, but I'm excited. So let's get into this video. What is really cool about these eyeshadows is that certain characters are actually embossed in like the shadows. So you see with the brown and the blue, there is Charlie Brown and Lucy. Snoopy is in the red on the top. And then it looks like with that blackish brown color that it's a present. There's Woodstock and like that brownish cream sort of color. And what I really like about this palette is you could do all sort of looks for all different holidays. So I'm excited to get into this. These are the names for the eyeshadow palette. I think they're like really cute. The ones with the stars are the pressed pigments. This is what the eyeshadow and blush looks like. I love how they have Woodstock on the gold one. And by the way, the candy cane blush right there, that's shimmery. And then the one with the brownish tone, that blush with Snoopy in it, that's not shimmery at all. These are the names of the blushes and highlights. By the way, I primed my eyes with this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I want to get the best out of this eyeshadow. I have never used a Wet n Wild eyeshadow before. I've really only used like their eyeliners, their nail polishes, and their liquid lipsticks. So we'll see how this goes. So what I've decided is that I'm going to use the blue shimmery shade Ice Skating all in my crease. So I think I might do sort of like a blue look and then use one of the glitters because that's fun. I was reading with this palette that it says you can use like wet or dry brushes on here. So it's just like, that's just good to know. And it says that they're buildable. So we'll test that out, because right now I went into the blue, and I mean, it's not showing up too much. And when I was first going into it with this brush, I dampened the brush because I tried a dry brush and I wasn't really getting much. But I don't know, it's really kind of hard. But I mean, you see it on the brush, but I mean, it's kind of hard to see on camera. So the blue shade Ice Skating is very buildable. This is a few different layers. It's actually really pretty. So far, I like it so far. And just seeing it on camera does not do it justice. Like, it looks a lot lighter on here. Next color I'm going to use in my inner corner is the Purple Pantophobia. I really like purple, and I usually, whenever I do like a blue look, I always put purple in it. So I'm excited. What I noticed is that the Pantophobia purple is a lot easier to get on the brush. And it's not a matte shade. I don't know exactly what you would call it, but it's definitely a different kind than Ice Skating, the blue one. So ooh. So far, I definitely think that this purple shade is going on better than the blue one. I know it's hard to see, but I have to build it up, but also just the lighting I don't know. It's just, it doesn't really show up on camera, which is weird. That purple Pantophobia, oh my gosh, it's a really good shade. Like, these are, like, maybe I put, like, 2 layers on, and it's very blendable. I blended it nicely into the blue there, and it smoked out nicely. I really like it. Next, on my outer corner there, I want to use the blue Lucy color. And that's actually one of the matte shades because I've used all the different kinds of shades. I'm just trying to figure out what the name is. Good Grief. So I'm going to use the Good Grief. I gotta feel bad for messing up the picture, but at least I did take a picture and everything, so I know what this eyeshadow palette looks like. So, wow, that Good Grief color really came on the brush. Like, I barely had to dip my brush in. Oh my gosh. That is super pigmented. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to do a lot of blending. Oh my goodness. And that was just one dip. That's amazing. That blue, I just used one, like, dip into the pan. And it's super pigmented and everything. And it blended nicely in with, like, the purple and the light blue. It's just, wow. Guess who decided to make a guest appearance? My cat, Courageous. Courageous is a girl. Just specifying that Courageous is a girl. But she's here to help me finish this makeup look. So next what I'm going to do, because I want to try all the different kinds of like shadows in this palette, is I'm going to take this goldish, I mean it has gold flecks in it, green, like pink. So, and I'm going to dab a little on my finger and just put it, I guess, sparkle a little on my eye. So, ooh, this is what it looks like. It's really pretty. No, yeah, just, I guess, dab it on my eye like this. So, just from that, a lot of it is still, like, stuck on my finger. So, it really likes to stick on my finger. Because I know usually with glitter, brushes don't work. I'm just trying to loosen some of it up and put it on, I guess. But it's actually really pretty. Yeah, what I really noticed about this is that it really enjoyed sticking to my finger. And I know with brushes, it just gets stuck like in the brush bristles itself. So, I mean, if you have any ideas of what would work better to get it actually onto my eye instead of just like sticking on my finger, please comment down below. So now let's get into the blush and highlight palette. I'm excited for this. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So, but for my blush, I'm going to go into this Candy Cane blush. And as I said, it's shimmery, like it has a little sparkle to it. And then the darker one is matte. It's really hard to see on my brush just because the shade of my brush and whatnot. but it's like, of course it's lighter than my bristles, but what I noticed is that there's a lot of like fallout. It's very powdery so far. So, but it's nicely pigmented. Like, and I just, like, it's a perfect shade for me. And wow, I actually really like the blush. It's not too dark and it's the right shade. I really like the blush. It's really good. It is very like buildable because I like did a couple of layers just to see if I could actually build it up, and you can really build it up. So I really approve of the blush. Like, I really like it. So for highlight, I have chosen the creamish off-white present one because I think the gold's a little bit dark for my skin tone, but it's really pretty. And I think this palette is pretty inclusive to all like skin tones. I think it's really pretty. And I'm using just this flat brush. Okay, so it's actually harder to get on my brush. So, I don't know, I might try damping it down, or I can just put it on with my finger. I'll see what works best. What I noticed about the highlight is it's very subtle. I mean, it's sort of buildable. I had trouble building the highlight up, but I was still able to do it. But it's not like blinding in your face. It's super subtle, and it was easier for me to apply with my finger, but the formula is kind of hard, so I just had a lot of trouble getting it out of the pan. So this is my final look using the eyeshadow palette and blush / highlight set. So I think the look turned out actually quite nice. And my final thoughts on everything is, so I thought that this was pretty decent. I actually really like this. I know it's a different formula than that. I wasn't a huge fan of that just because it took like a lot to build up, but I really like the mattes in this because they were really, really good. Super crazy pigmented and everything. And the glitters were quite nice. And I would recommend like this eyeshadow palette itself. I really enjoyed it. I will be using it in the future, and I look forward to more looks with it. So my final thoughts on the eyeshadow, or I mean, not eyeshadow, I keep calling it eyeshadow, blush and highlight, like I can't talk right now, kit or whatever you want to say, palette. So I wasn't a huge fan of the highlight. I don't really recommend the highlight itself, but the blushes are fantastic. But I mean, for the price, I wouldn't recommend necessarily this palette, but if they sold like the blushes with the peanuts and stuff like that individual, I would totally recommend this. Well, this is the end of the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. If there's any other makeup you want me to try or anything else, and if you want to see really awesome makeup looks or anything, go to my Instagram @BriannaHake and have a nice day.